Yeah, Delaney, I need you to go help me fix my settings. I don't think it's even picking up my microphone. What up, Koala? Yes, audio input capture, add source. Yes. Okay. Do do do. Damn, is this all we're getting tonight? I guess so. Alright, well, time to use my favorite website, good old Tac Maps. I guess what I want to go over is just the basic fundies of each game mode here. Um, so let's do Hardpoint and Scar, because Scar's the best map of this game. So, I guess first question I will ask, when should you start rotating? This is a class. You guys can raise your hands. Oh, there we go. 15, 17, 12 to 15. Y'all are all wrong. I like rotating at 20. No quiz, don't worry. So I like rotating at 20, especially on this game, because this game is extremely fast paced, and I am always okay with giving up time or to set up for new. And alright, next question. When you do rotate, how many people should be rotating? God damn it, Qual, I'm gonna fucking beat your ass. 2 3 2 2. All. Uh, so typically three. Yeah, 3 to 4. I don't like rotating with just two. Um, just because you're pretty much fucked if everybody else is set up at new. So you always try to rotate with your team. Because what I always say, you can't break a hill with a 1v4 or 1v3. How are you going to hold a hill 4v2? Where's the logic in that? And then, alright, another trick question. When should you hop off time? When should the one who's holding old hop off? Yep. Delaney's right, 5 to 7. You don't need every single second in a hardpoint. I think most people get this confused. Hardpoint is the easiest game mode to come back on. You're really not out of a hardpoint match until you're 3 hills down. And even then, there's been some crazy fucking comebacks I've seen. And obviously, if it is like 240 to like 230 and you need to fight for old, fight for old. But I always prioritize new. Um, what other basic stuff am I forgetting about this? I think that's it. So I want to go into some setups here, because with what I see with all the teams is everybody likes to fucking hold the point with 3 of them in the point, and I hate that. So for P1, this is like your scrim setup. This is setup I want y'all practicing. Every single team here should use this setup. and this is what it looks like. So your anchor AR is always going to hold top blue. Let's see. Let's see if I can get tag maps to actually do what I want to do. There we go. So you're going to be holding top blue and looking white wall. Point, obviously. Play between these headies. Don't overchow. I always overchow when I'm on point because I always think I can rip someone. Just trust your team. Store, your job is kind of just float in between this shoulder mid cut. Don't try to chow mid cut if you're a sub straight away unless they're weak. And then here, you can kind of float all over here. I would prefer these two to be subs, since y'all are just trying to get lost and cause chaos. I would, if you are holding blue though, be careful if somebody pushes up like here, because that's going to force a split spawn over back blue, like this area. And then for P2, for Scar, I like holding blue for pretty much every single point except for P5. This is gonna kind of like be your blue setup. Sub, AR, AR. Don't get the rolls like too ingrained in your head, because the one thing you want to do is just fill in. So, say a point dies, your job is to then hop point. This person takes up top red, and then you take up top blue. Pull out an AR. I don't really want anybody to just be like, oh, I'm just a sub, I have to run sub all the time, or oh, I'm AR, I have to run AR all the time. No, it should be very situational. You should be comfortable with using both. And honestly, if you hold P2 on Scar, you're most likely gonna win. That's what I see between good teams and like bad teams, is a lot of bad teams can't hold P2 and they can't break P2. P3, this is pretty much going to be your P3 setup. They are always going to spawn back green on this setup. And another quick way to know if somebody is green, because I know a lot of people get like caught out, is say you're red team and there's somebody here, you're going to be spawning on P5. That's how you know there's somebody in the back or in green, is when you spawn on P5. And then P4, one top blue, one on point, one white wall, and then one kind of, if you get pushed out onto P2, they are always going to spawn in mid-cut. Every single time, they will spawn mid-cut with this setup. There's another spawn like around here-ish that you can get, but because you're just be sitting white wall, you're going to be blocking that. And this is a very easy way to manipulate spawns, because say if you want them to spawn P2, all you have to do is just sit like closest door and they will always be spawning P2. And then a very easy way to flip the map, since a lot of people are like, oh my god, they're just holding P4, let's rotate for P5. If you push up like this, even if there is somebody here, as long as you only have like a 1 near point, that's when you start flipping them into the back spawn. If anybody wants to see that happen, I have the elite scrim that they played last night, and the team that they played did this exact same setup right here, and that's when they flipped. And then P5 ideal setup. If you have this setup, they are going to be spawning right there. Because the only two spawns for P5 are P3 plane and white wall. So as long as you have somebody pushed out towards plane, they are always going to be spawning here. Again, these are just ideal circumstances, like you got clean 3 or 4 dead, and you can push up, take space on the map. So, any questions about Scar? Thanks, Shane. Alright, there's no questions about Scar, we can move on. Alright, so mostly the girls here. What map do you guys think you need the most help on? I can just kind of cater it for you. Sake. Oh god. I fucking knew that was happening. Okay, Sake, Gridlock. Gridlock and Sake. Alright. What do you what do you girls not like about it? Do you need help holding points or you need help breaking points? Rotations to spawns. Oh god. I gotta think about fucking Sake spawns. Alright, I'm gonna go through Gridlock because I know Gridlock a lot better. Breaking P1 on grid. Alright. What do you want? What do you want to go through Gridlock? Do you want bad side or you want good side? No, P2 is good side. So when you're talking about good side and bad side, usually it's kind of the one that gets you closer to P2 row when you're trying to pick a map. So fuck it, I'll do it from bad side. So this is most likely what you are going to see off of. Pretty sure like this is pretty much everybody's default setup, either top overpass or underpass, kind of watching P2. And most teams, how they'll try to like chow point is they kind of end up like this. And as you can see, that just sets everybody up for a hey, good luck when you're ones against Heddies. I'd rather have two people kind of play. Obviously, you kind of have to have an AR here off rip in case there is one overpass and they're trying to chow your boxes. But if you put 2 through Den or even 2 through P2, you're gonna have a 2-on-1, and as soon as that happens, as soon as somebody like gets a pick here, it's all about pacing next. So I don't know. Let's say we do the den this push. As long as you have an AR watching overpass, you should be fine. Obviously, peek underpass real quick, get that info. But as soon as you guys get this one, everybody should kind of just be challing point. And that's where, like, most of the time what I see is as soon as you get one, whoever gets this pick kind of tries to play their life. And this is how you break a hill. Because I see this most of the time with all the teams, is they just play their life, which is not a good, like, I'm guessing, who here has been ingrained to always play their life in ranked, or always play their life for everything? Cool. I want you to get that out of your head. There is... So, you shouldn't... Yes, technically, you should play your life. Like, quote unquote, be a hard kill. But as soon as you get that one and you're trying to break a point, cool, you did your job. Throw your life. Say you do damn you this guy underpass, cool, he needs to back off, you die. Guess what? You just make a 3v2. And then boom, they get traded, and then you have a 2v1 for the point, and the guy's nowhere near the point. It's a good life doesn't always mean playing your life to the extent that you think it does. A good life is just doing your job for that life. And if your job is to help break a point, you get your one, and then you just throw your life to do dammy or distract them, and then trust your team to get your trades. Breaking a point just comes down to trade battles. I mean, yeah, that works too. Like, I think everybody just needs to get out of that, oh, I'm an AR, oh, I'm a sub, I do this mindset. I want y'all to start getting in the mindset of, hey, that person died, I need to fill in their spot. Like, okay, I might not have the greatest gun for this job, but I just need to do it. Yeah, you're not gonna look the greatest in KD if you do that, but it makes everybody's jobs easier. You're playing for your team, not for yourself. You're not playing scoreboard COD. I mean, yeah. Sometimes it's just to get info off of life. And, like... hold on. I'm gonna look, see if I have a video for you all.
This I don't like, Luca.
There we go. This is what I'm talking about.
This is what I don't like. This right here, I don't like. Just die. Go die. You get the first kill. You've done your job. You have done your job. Right here, what I would say to a Luca is you have done your job. You are 1-0, my guy. 40 seconds left. You have done your kill. You have done your 25%. Trust the flow. You're the first guy in the flow. Bang, my boy. Fly. Fly like a bird. Fly like a bird. So fly like a bird here. Die. Pre-fire the left. I don't know. Whatever you're thinking in the moment, just die and set up number 7 to get that kill. Yeah, sure, 2 might repinch, but whatever. At that point, you've taken your numbers and you've banged out time. What I would say to Aluka is you have done your 1. You have used God-given talent to rip that 1. All right, do your job and set your teammate up. Don't go backwards. I would be raging at him. So right here, I need you guys to understand in your flow. Why is it important he bangs out? Why is it important Aluka bangs out here? I don't care if he's weak. Why is it important he bangs out? Trades. You're in a 4v3. His job is to drag his aim assist as much as he can. Yes. Info and aim assist. And you got to do it fast. Fast. Speed. Speed.
There. That's what I'm talking about. That is how you break a hill correctly. Okay. But now for P200. This is probably the ideal way to set up for P2. If you want to, you can kind of push out here. And then if you push out here, so you have this set up, you are always going to spawn in P1. Every single time, they will be spawning P1. If you have something like this, where you kind of push this out a little bit towards here, they'll be spawning street. And now there is a, pretty sure if you push up to like here, they will instead spawn right here. That's how you manipulate spawns for P2. Because the 4 spawns are here, here, back semi, and then kind of back dojo, like right there. And then, now this, I would chalk this hill at like 18 seconds. Unless, obviously, y'all have time. But if you can't get time on here, chalk it. Because that road at P3, you can honestly see if they have time and you don't. That's your setup for P3 row. Because they are always probably going to 1 or 2 come here. And 1 or 2 are going to come through here. Every single time. Doesn't matter. Legit. And I want to get y'all better at chair discipline. So if somebody runs past you, just wait like a second or two, because there might be a second behind them, and then that's how you get more double kills. But yeah, and then to actually hold P3, kind of like this setup. You have one PD, you have your bad guys. So literally the only route that they can take that is not covered is going all the way around P4 and through your back. And by the time that happens, this person has just wasted 10 or 15 seconds on a pinch where hopefully everybody else died on. And this is why counting kills are extremely important, because if you do get the 3 dead, that's when you know somebody's like in your ass. That's when you know somebody's on the pinch. I don't care how many kills you get. Everybody should be counting it. Everybody should be keeping track of it. It shouldn't just be one person's job. It should be in the back of everybody's mind, like, hey, there's 2 dead. We're looking for 2. Ideally, keep track of names too. If not, I get it. It's a lot of info to keep track of, especially if you're new to comp. But I'll always just keep track of kills. It's so easy to say, hey, I got 1, or hey, 2 dead. And then you hear another dead, and then say if somebody isn't keeping a track, that's when somebody could say, hey, 3 dead. Too much brain doesn't work. See, people think like COD takes no brain, but COD is a lot. There's a lot to think about in COD, and it's probably way more chaotic than any other esport. And then your ideal P4 setup, kind of something like this. Like 1 on time, top can go either top window or top broken. I kind of want 1 sub just to be free to kind of flow the game depending on where they're coming from. Because with this setup, they're either going to spawn here or here, which is why you always have somebody on tree watching the back. The spawns are either here, here, or like here when you're holding P4. And you should spawn close to point. You should spawn either alley or like right behind point. But thing with Gridlock and Sake is it's such like a rotation heavy. They're such rotation heavy maps that you kind of feel like you're leaving a lot. It kind of feels like you want to fight for every second, while really you should technically be doing the opposite. You should be giving time or set up on new, which is where I think a lot of teams have issues with. But onto everybody's favorite map. So yes, Sake and Gridlock, I feel like you have to rotate with 20. I feel like 15 is, you're gonna get there, like the P3 to P4 row especially. If you leave at 15, you're gonna get there when pill pops. Fucking Sake. I hate this map too. I'm gonna be honest. So for your breakoffs, I understand 2 rock, but I'd rather 2 under. I'd rather have the 2 subs playing close to each other, have an ARP1, and either AR go rock or an AR go help P1. This is all up to whatever y'all want to do. I really would rather you try play for trades, especially during P1, because that P1 to P2 row is so important. Like, honestly, their setup is probably going to look something like this. If they have good side, you have bad side. Yes, I know. I know. You can either do 2 under, 2 rock. Either or, fine. But the 2 hitting rock, if this is like the sub, you're gonna have to, like, you want to do, y'all are gonna have to play fast. Because as soon as you hit rock, I I get trying to get P2 right away, but I'd rather y'all just hop in window. So sake spawns. P1 is either this back. Pretty sure these are the P1 spawns for both teams. Don't bother the middle of the map right here. Yeah, okay. And then your P2 setup. You're kind of want y'all playing P2 like this. Memphis AIDS doesn't matter. Honestly, sake spawns are so fucking, like, weird at times. Because, like, for some reason, these are the spawns for P2. Believe it or not, this is gonna sound weird as fuck, but Valk, I want y'all to play Sake. I think Sake is a good map for y'all. Yeah, I think so too. Like, I think if this person pushes up, this what causes that P1 spawn. But P2, chalk it at like 18, 20 seconds. And then your P3 holding, kind of want it to look like this. Gross. I know it looks gross a little bit, but your your 2 subs should kind of be off the point on P3 and just cutting off. Yeah, I know this is a lot of work for the ARs, but I want one AR holding either here, or you can even go with this barrel right here. One AR hold point. Just don't overpeak it. You're just getting info for your subs. And one sub playing like the top P1-ish area, kind of like here off of the side, because y'all can kind of hide right here. And then this other sub is saying bottom. Yeah, you can play under bridge too. Like, I just want the 2 subs to be free. Because these are the 2 spawns for P3 that they're going to have. this setup is just having a lot of trust in your team. That's just all what this is. TK goes, fuck, I have to play point. Alright, and then P4 setup. Kind of something like this. You can obviously hop out window, get point, watch the P1. Number 3, under. Number 4 is kind of watching this back P5 alley area. And these are the 2 spawns that they're going to be getting. Y'all should have this spawn. And then for P5, there's a little box that you can jump up on P5. I like sitting there particularly because you have a really nasty heady. Yeah, P5 is just... Yeah, you want P2 spawns for P5. Like, those are ideal spawns. Even with P3 spawns, you can break it. Like, right here. Right here is a pretty good setup for P5. Um, always kind of have like a sub roaming bottom, since they are going to be right around, they should be spawning like here, even here for P5. And I know a lot of them, how most teams will try to break it is they try to come through the stairs, so you always kind of want to sub kind of ratting here, watching stairs. Unless obviously if the sub dies, this AR needs help, you go out and help them. Yeah, pretty much Hardpoint is just a battle of trades. That's all it is. That is the very simplicity part of Hardpoint. Once you start getting like really good at Hardpoint, that's when y'all could start thinking about manipulating spawns and all that. No, you are on the box heading in front of P2. I don't mind that setup either. Yes, Sake is 8s, but Sake is a map y'all need to get good at. Fuck no. Alright. What other map do y'all want help with? I can even go to search. Search on that. Sake search. Fuck that. Y'all are auto vetoing Sake search. I fucking hate Sake search with a passion. let's go to Den S&D. So Den S&D. Do you want me to do offense or defense first? So now, search. Remember I said about hardpoint, but like, it's okay to throw your life. Search is this is where you're just playing for info and you are playing the fuck out of your life. Um, all right, fuck it. We'll do offense first. More energy, more passion. I know, my bad. It's fucking. It's late. Alright, we'll do offense. So, your offensive setup, I don't like going A. I do not think you go A pretty much ever. Fuck you, me and late. I think off rip, this is what your setup is going to be. This should be. Thanks, Tech Maps. I didn't want to do that. This should be your default setup. I hate how this year you can't move the bomb. Other years you're able to. But for Den, you kind of want mid control. And I'm going to be honest, like 90% of the times, you're always going to have somebody try to do the fucking P4, P2 flank. So you always have somebody watching that. And pretty much their job, just get this one guy out. And you can kind of just scoot yourself somewhere to be. If you want to plant, like, somebody's going to be pushing through here. Because I'm going to be honest, most teams' setups are going to be something like this. Somebody top window, somebody trying to wrap the P2, and 2 dojo. This is probably going to be 90%, like 80-90% of the setups you see. So what you can do instead is go here. What I like to do is have a sub kind of throw a smoke right here, and instead of planning right away, what a lot of people do is they smoke and they try to plant bomb right away, or they smoke and run through it. You can use smokes for like a shit ton of things. Um, I want y'all to start learning how to use smokes to A, fake someone. So you throw a smoke, you don't do anything off of it, and you just wait a second, and you'll start making them fucking tweak. Just smoking like line of sight. So if instead of smoking out B, if you smoke like you land your smoke here, you smoke out pretty much this guy's POV, this guy's POV, and number 1 should have a clear shot into tin, and you quick plant B for your side. But I think everybody here kind of needs to get ready, needs to learn how to use smokes to their advantage, essentially. Because, like, you can fake smoke one round, and then the next round, you can just push through your smoke, and you're just pretty much. Search is probably the most mind game of every game mode on COD. Yeah, 1 smoke per team. And what think what Delaney and Whimsy did the other day, I kind of liked it. Is where somebody smokes out, like, I would try to get the smoke closer here so you can kind of smoke top window out too, and bottom you, and then have the two subs push through mid. But if this happens, I want the two subs to play together like at all times here. Like, you can either both chow top window or both chow bottom you. Only I've done that play twice, yeah. And then, for whatever fucking reason, if y'all decide that, like, B isn't working into plant A, yes, I am yawning in my own class. This is the kind of setup I want you to do for A. There should always be someone B. No matter what bomb site you go to, there should always be someone on the opposite bomb site. You want to try to drag people away, and if you are planning A, this is gonna sound very weird to say. I don't want you nading or stunning it until you have to. I want B to fucking nade and stun the shit out of here. I want B to make as much noise as possible and try to drag people away. Because as soon as they hear noise, they're like, oh shit. They're gonna go plant B. But okay. That's enough for offense. Defense, I just want you using this default. I don't mind every now and then if you notice nobody's coming here to pull out to have a sub push this rat. But I think it's kind of stupid because at this point in this game, most people are going to be expecting that. Just kind of hang back, watch A, get info. That's going to be this person's job. This person lock down mid, info again, and again at this point in this game, everybody knows that B is the best bomb site. If you notice they're coming A, cool. If they keep on hitting A, I want you to do this setup. Just in case somebody tries to flank B, or they're going to go plant B, and then cool. Back off. Go on a double pinch, because I will be honest, 80 to 90% of these retards don't expect a double pinch. And then I'd rather. So there's kind of two ways to play search. Is you play for site control, or you play for retake. I'd rather play for retakes. It sounds weird, but I'd rather y'all, like, even if you're up in numbers like a 4v3, I'd rather you just play for the retake and get together instead of trying to take like a 1v1 all the time. Obviously that's the most ideal scenario. Especially in A. This bomb site, this is the most easiest bomb site to retake. Honestly, I don't. Even if you're a man down, this is still the easiest bomb site to retake. Like, I don't see the point in teams banging out A all the time. And I cringe every time they do. Oh, and then going back to hard point, because I also see this shit happen all the time. We'll do Scar, because this is the easiest way how to show it. If you're going on a pinch, if this person is pinching and you're going through store, calm it out. I see many, like, ranked in matches. I want y'all calming out if you are pinching. Because if you are pinching, if somebody is pinching, these guys' job is to play their life and make noise. Draw attention away from the person pinching. Because again, 90% of the retards on this game is not going to be watching the pinch. Especially if there's noise. Most of the time, people will give up the pinch. And same goes for you guys. I don't care if people are making a lot of noise. Be disciplined. Watch the pinch. Alright. And then I think we are going to round it out with Overload. On Exposure. Since I know the Premier team likes playing Exposure for some fucking reason. So, one thing I want to say, if you cap either A or B, do not take these routes. Do not run through their spawn. Do not do this, because where they will be spawning is either P5 or P2. This is a no. Instead, if you cap B and it's P1, cool, stay B. But if you cap B and it's gonna spawn right here, take either this route or take this route. Yes, it might take you longer, but you won't get these weird ass fucking split spawns that fuck people over on Exposure Overload, or any Overload, honestly. Even Scar. If you cap B for uh on plane and you're waiting for the one on P2, if you rotate from B to A in the back of their spawn, they're just gonna be spawning them on P2. That's how that cliff spawn happens, is because there's somebody in your back spawn. So literally use this place to go top green or rotate out through cut. And then for Overload. Overload is, I would say, probably the most team heavy game mode. It is even more team oriented than Control has been. I would really always have a lead blocker with you if you can. I understand, like, oh shit, there's 3 dead and either 1B, like, you have one more to go through, your blocker died, it's fucking clock is ticking down, you need that cap. Go for it. The worst that happens is, oh no, y'all lost a map. But how you kind of want to play for control over the ball site even before it pops. Like, if you are in this kind of situation where they have ball and they're pushing it up dirt, they're set up like this, it's a 2v4 and this guy dies and y'all are coming off spawn, instead of going to help A, just chalk it and set up for new. I see a lot of people panic and go, oh shit, We had to stop this cat. Cool. Y'all give up one. It is what it is. Set up for new. Get new control. Make sure to watch your ass, because most of the time they're going to try to push up into your spawn. Yes, if he's going to stay deep in your spawn, it is okay to leave someone there. Ideally, especially like Scar or Den, I'd rather the four of you. If you're gonna chow someone in your spawn, don't chow them one on one. It's the same thing for hardpoint. If there is anybody in your spawn, especially in hardpoint, you can say fuck the time for like the 5 seconds and just get them out of your spawn. But all four, like 3 or 4 of you, have to agree to do that. Because if you solo chow that dude, there's a like it's a 50-50 gunfight. Don't take 50-50s. And Overload, you definitely have to keep count of your kills. This is the one game mode where you must keep count of your kills. This is even more important than Hardpoint. And Overload, pinch more often. Don't be afraid to take routes more often. Because that's how you get ball control and that's how you get control over the points. I want to see people taking more routes in Overload and not be afraid to, especially because you should be able to trust your team. Well, I have non-stop yapped about COD for an hour. Quiz time.